Sagittarius, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread, as well as the placement of each card. Oh, Jesus, Sag. Say it isn't so. All right. We all know, if you visited my channel before, or if you've seen the intro video, which is entitled, you can go to the playlist, it's called What You Know. I do not hyper-focus on love, career, or finance on my channel. I hyper-focus on self-care. However, I cannot ignore this and pretend like it is not a love read. It may not be love, and what I'm going to say is the reading that we're getting into involves an intimate relationship in your life. This can be a very close friend, this could be a family member, or it could be a romantic partner. But this is a two-party energy that I'm feeling, you and another person, and this person has a hold of your heartstrings. So you are really putting out mixed signals to somebody because you're hoping to draw somebody in. Okay? You're not even hoping. I'm not even going to say hoping. You're daydreaming about a certain person. Okay? But you recognize that there's no foundation between you and this person. So you are, for lack of better words, you're drawn to somebody, but you don't believe that you and this person could have a solid foundation. You want something you know you can't have, Sag. That's the bottom line in your hopes here. You want something that you know you can't have. And you fear that if this person knows, like if this person finds out how much you are drawn to them. I'm not saying you're making actions on this. As a matter of fact, I want to say you're not taking any action on this at all. But if this person knew how they made you feel, it would express a great amount of vulnerability. And it's one of those things, like, you hope they know how you feel because that gives into the fantasy, but you fear that they'll actually realize that that's true. And then that expresses a huge amount of vulnerability and maybe even embarrassment. So you're standing strong and putting on a bit of a poker face. I'm surprised the King of Cups didn't show up because the King of Cups is all about poker faces. But the Queen understands the truth. And the Queen often exposes the truth. And you fear that. So you're trying to find the fortitude, the resilience to keep the truth under wraps. You fear the truth being exposed. The reality of the situation is you will feel more victorious if you never have the upper hand. So because you're wanting something you know you can't have, and you certainly don't want to go after this thing, this person that you want, you see victory in never gaining the upper hand. You see victory in nobody ever finding out. You're like, if I could just ride this out until the feeling goes away, I'll be fine. And if nobody knows, that's even better. That's even better. It almost feels like The choice is made to put your foot in the ground and not sacrifice or expose this vulnerability just to gain a perspective on, could I ever have this? Because ultimately, the happiness that you feel from letting it ride out and go away outrides the exposure and embarrassment if everybody knew. So you have a secret, Sagittarius, and most Sagittariuses aren't good with secrets. They don't like, they'll keep other people's secrets, but they don't like to keep their own. I know that sounds weird, but it's how we work. Because it's hard for us not to constantly be our authentic selves. So to hold something like this in is very, very difficult. But basically, you desire something that you know isn't going to work out in the long run. And what you're doing is you're putting stop to it before it ever even starts. Because you're like, if I express this vulnerability, even if this person would accept my offer, I can see the red flags, you know. Not only do you want something that you can't have, but you want something that you know probably isn't very good for you. And you're doing your best to just keep everything under wraps and let the feeling go away. That does take a lot of strength. Does take a lot of strength. But ultimately, you're preserving your emotions by not giving in. You're saying, you know what? I'm saving myself a whole lot of trouble if I just let this ride. Sagittarius, this is a difficult thing to do, and good luck. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. I'll see you guys next week.